just reached through your computer screen and just, like, throttled you.
It did. Welcome to Notesworthy, a discussion of strange things found on the internet.
I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jack.
I am going to share some posts with you from Tumblr.
And I have some things from Twitter where one can avoid the mortifying ordeal of being known.
Not accurate. I would argue that Tumblr is actually a lot better at concealing one's identity than Twitter.
Yeah, you're probably right, because at some point someone found a Twitter that I didn't want them to know about because I made it using my phone number.
Oh no. Have you had a good Thanksgiving day? Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Belatedly, I suppose, because this is going out several days after, but we're recording on Thanksgiving.
Or Happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Isn't that the Columbus Day one?
I don't remember if they're the same day or not.
I'm pretty sure Columbus Day is Indigenous Peoples Day, actually, because Columbus can suck a dick.
I'm pretty sure they should both be Indigenous Peoples Day.
You're not wrong.
Alright, would you like to start us off with the Tumblr post?
I would like to start you off with a Tumblr post. Thank you for asking, dear friend. Wait, did you at least have a good Thanksgiving?
Yes.
I am happy for you.
We had carbs, bad YouTube videos, and vodka.
That's honestly ideal. I had a headache and a lot of relatives, but I did get to talk to my Democratic great aunt, so that was nice.
Your Thanksgiving sounds pitiful compared to mine.
It does. It sounds deeply sad. But I had a really dope Friendsgiving the other day where after we all ate a lot of food and I had this really fun and wild experience where, like, I was having a conversation and I said the word queer, but I, like, paused first because, like, you know. And then I was like, oh, wait, that's okay to say here. And everyone was chill and the conversation proceeded as normal and it wasn't a federal fucking issue. So that was nice. And then we played D&D once we were all done eating. So I would say that's probably the best Thanksgiving I've ever had.
Very fair.
Sorry if I sound weird today. Not only do I, like, have a headache, I'm, like, in my parents' house in Austin. So I'm recording in a room with a lot of tile while sitting in a rolly chair. All right, I'm going to read you a Tumblr post now, I think.
Yes.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
I want to hear one. Give me the goods.
All right. I gotta decide whether or not I want to expose you as a dad or expose you as a dad.
I see you have no choice but to expose me.
That's correct. We haven't talked about vampires yet, have we?
No, only ghosts.
Perfect. All right, vampires it is. Biggest, gaudiest Patronuses says, vampires who adopt each other into very specific family roles. So I know I'm like a century older than you, but you give great advice and you knitted me a sweater that one time. Will you be my grandma? Sneakiest of Snacks replies, look, I know you're older than me by a millennia, but you act like a younger brother, so you're that now. OP says, I never thought I wanted kids, but frankly, someone needs to take care of the train wreck that is you, so I could keep going, but I think you've gotten the gist.
I have gotten the gist, and I do quite enjoy this. And is this the post that was going to expose me for being a dad?
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, what role would you fill?
I am the uncle. I'm not a dad. It's a common mistake. I'm not a dad. I'm an uncle.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay, but sometimes you have very strong dad energies.
Uncles and dads can both give off dad energy.
Okay, fair point. Fair point. Uncle energy is very close to dad energy.
But here's the thing. I'm going to explain the difference between uncles and dads real quick. Uncles, you're not their kid, and so they have a higher disregard for your safety and well-being. Like, they care, and they don't want you to die because then their sibling will get mad at them. But they'll also be like, hey kid, you want a beer? And you're like 15.
Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna very briefly read you the thing that would have exposed you because it's quite short.
Okay.
Ritterings said, whenever a young kid joins our staff at work, I'm just like, huh, guess I'm a father now.
Oh, fuck. God. Shit.
Yeah, use a dad, Jack.
There's several. I'm not that much older than a lot of the children that actually work for us. The youngest one being 16. I'll count them as children up to the age of 18.
Mm-hmm.
They're my children now. I have adopted them all.
Mm-hmm.
I've given so many of them rides home from work, and I care about them too much.
Do you want to hear what the next post from the OP was?
Yeah.
These kids will be like, can you drive me home? I don't have gas money, but... And I'm already pulling out my keys, and I'm like, sweetheart, you are a child. I am not charging a child gas money.
God, yeah.
This post reached through your computer screen and just, like, throttled you.
It did. The youngest one, the 16-year-old, sometimes his dad can't go and get him. He's like, can somebody get me a ride home? And I'm already, like, pulling my keys, like, off my belt loop. Being like, get in my car. Like,
I have come to your workplace in the nighttime before when you're, like, getting off. And I'll, like, be like, hey, you want to hang out? And you'll be like, yes, but first, I must deposit this child where they live.
Yeah.
So yeah, you may think you have uncle energies, but let's be real. You're kind of a dad.
I'm a fun dad.
You're the coolest, youngest, funkiest, genderless dad these kids have ever had.
Yeah.
Or rather, least cis-man-gendered dad these kids have ever had.
If you can hear my daughter, it's because she's on my desk.
Why?
Hey, baby.
She just purred directly into your microphone.
Yeah, that's some good ASMR going. Go to bed.
Okay, now that I've done 2 Tumblr posts, can we go back to the vampires?
I don't know. I read Twilight when I was younger.
I didn't.
Oh boy. Well, this tweet just screams to me, this person read Twilight. Which is why, to me, there's not much to talk about it in.
See, I hear the, like, Twilightiness of it, because as of this past summer at a dear friend's graduation party, I was both given a verbal communal summary of all of the movies of Twilight and then sat down to watch the last Twilight film. So I got kind of the Twilight gist from it, in that they have, like, little family covens that they form in order to pass in normal society. But, like, operating from a non-Twilight standpoint, I really want to analyze who we would be in our particular vampire dynamic. And I suppose it would depend on who else was in the vampire dynamic, because you have dad energy, and I have mom energy. But if you and I were in the same, like, vampire cluster, I think I would mom you.
That's why I would say if me and you were in the same vampire cluster, I would be uncle.
That's fair, because I would be around to look after the kids, and so then you could fall back into your natural role.
Right? I don't have to dad when someone else can parent.
See, I have mom energy, but also, I just want to be, like, the cool babysitter, really. I want to make sure they don't die, but I want to, like, I don't want to have to pretend to be an adult.
That's just cool mom energy.
Do I have cool mom energy?
Yeah, you're a
Really?
cool mom.
That makes me really happy.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be the coolest mom, except I'm not gonna be. I was just telling my mother the other day that sometimes I'll be driving around listening to songs that were popular when I was in high school, like, for example, Thrift Shop, and I just have the sudden blinding realization that I'm just, like, fully aware of and comfortable with, that someday I will be playing these same songs, and my children are gonna be like, you're so weird and old, what is this?
Interesting. We were also listening to 2010's pop music during Thanksgiving, before we started watching your YouTube video. Yeah.
Would you like to read me a tweet, Jack?
Yes.
Is it funny?
Yeah, it's also slightly a call-out.
Oh? Should I be afraid?
I don't know. Depends.
Oh!
It's by @Dana Donley with 1 A in Dana and 1 N in Donley. It'll be linked. It says, I feel like if you can prove you got below a C in high school chemistry, you should be able to bring big liquids in your airplane carry-on.
How would you prove that? That could be so easily falsified.
What do you mean? You bring an official transcript with you to the airport, and then you can go and take, like, a water bottle with you through TSA pre-check.
Wonderful.
I feel like my D in college chemistry should also allow me to.
I honestly don't remember if I did well enough at chemistry to bring big liquids. Because I think I might have, because I don't remember getting below a C in any of my classes.
That's true. I feel like once you go back to the learning thing, it kind of gets a little dicey. Because it's like, yeah, theoretically I can balance an equation. But, like, could I turn anything I can bring into an airplane with me into a bomb?
No.
No,
I cannot.
But I do know people who probably couldn't balance an equation to save their life, who could definitely explode something in like 30 seconds.
Very frightening.
Yeah.
Hey there, everybody. Happy December. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season and aren't getting too stressed out by school if you're still in it. But I just wanted to pop in and thank all the folks who sent in posts this week. We had one person send in like 6 different posts. I think Jack and I mentioned it in the episode. And I also wanted to tell everybody that we are now transcribing all of our episodes for accessibility because it's a right and not a privilege. And those transcripts can be found in our show notes that are linked in the description of the episode and can be found on our website, which that might be helpful for those of you that prefer to read along and don't like just listening. That's pretty much all I have for you. Have a great day. Jack, do you have another tweet for me? And if it's fast, then I've got a little game for you.
Yes. This one was sent to us.
Ooh, we received a post.
We did. It's from... I just pulled it up so I can find it.
Yes, who is this person that kindly sent us this?
It's from @RebelZephyr104.
This person's name is Rebel, and they're very cool because they not only sent us several tweets, they also sent us several Tumblr posts. And shout out to you for being awesome.
We will share this one here because it made me giggle.
Who's the tweet by?
@Swagamemnon22.
I love that! Like Agamemnon, but swaggy.
Yeah, I guess so. They have a Twitch stream under the same name.
That's very good. Okay, what did Swagamemnon say?
When guys turn 30, they have to pick a subclass. Podcaster/streamer, beer guy, guy that bikes to work, golfer.
Oh no, those are the subclasses, aren't they?
And here's the thing. My dad is none of these.
What subclass would you classify your dad as? You're right, my dad's also none of these. Okay, we have to expand this class system to fit more dads.
Yeah, I feel like my dad's been excluded from this class system, and I'd like to include him in this. But before that, the 5th subclass that is also not in here is just repressed trans person that finally comes out.
Fair.
But I think that happens at any age, so that's like a general subclass. I'd like to put in the subclass, I think my dad would best fall into like tech dude.
My dad would also fit this subclass, so I like the direction this is going.
Because he's a software engineer, and he kind of really likes, like, gadgets and, like, doing stuff. But I could also see maybe a subclass of just really into movies.
Would Jack of all trades be a dad type, or is that just a dad racial feature?
I think Jack of all trades is an inherent, like, dad sub-feature. Because you can be a guy that turns 30 and not be a dad. Perhaps the last class of guy that turns 30 is dad.
Maybe. Did we just automatically make it about dads? Even though it was just guys that turn 30?
Well, yes. I think so, yeah. I forgot that you can be a guy older than like 23 and not be dad.
Wait, 23? That's your cap for not be dad?
Now that we're not looking at this through a dad perspective, we can say the following. A dad can be one of the previous subclasses, because a dad can be a golfer. But if your dad is not one of these 4 listed subclasses, they're just a dad.
Tech guy, I think, is also a valid subclass.
Yeah, My brother's definitely gonna go tech guy.
Fair. Yeah, I think we legit just, like, we don't know any guys over 30 except our dads.
Yeah.
So that was our go-to. Our dad touchstone. But also, I have a very good dad anecdote for you.
What is it?
It's too quality to not share, and that's the fact that my dad let me use his computer to look up Netflix while I was with him in his room, because I was, like, gonna rub his shoulders or whatever. And I opened a tab that only had one tab in it, and the tab was a Google Doc titled My Dad Jokes 2019, and just contained a list of dad jokes that my father, when I turned to him in amazement and said, why? I was like, do you just find these and just save them? And he's like, well, yes, but sometimes they're not funny. So I also improve them, and I'm going to publish a book. And I was like, Dad.
Oh my goodness.
So basically, my dad needs to go to jail for dad crimes.
See, I would like to put in the following that dad jokes belong to all dads. So he's not stealing them, but he is being very rude.
Oh, I meant that the crimes were just that he does this. He does this to subject people to these not good jokes.
Oh, but I love dad jokes.
So yeah, there's 5 classes of dudes that turn 30.
Yeah.
Podcaster / streamer, beer guy, guy that bikes to work, golfer, and tech guy.
Oh, hold on. In the replies, people are proposing more subclasses.
Oh, dang. Hit me with a few of those.
We've got dad band guy who can now afford fancy instruments. Car guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dad class. That was also... Dad class was given.
Ah.
This one says, I picked failure at age 18 and just ran with it.
Hey, Jack, I've got a game for you.
A game for me?
A game, and it's called The Mortifying Ordeal of Being Known.
Ah, the mortifying ordeal of being known. I subject to this, but only because of the alcohol in my system.
Roll me... Go ahead and give me a D4.
4.
All right. Now roll me a D8.
I hate rolling D4s, but 2.
Okay. I would like for you to tell me either your first or your best, or both, pet. What was your first pet? Who was your best pet? Or both?
My first pets were all beta fish.
Ah.
All of them.
Did they have cool names?
Very small bowl next to our kitchen sink, and I'm pretty sure they were all named Blue.
Wonderful.
But then when I was in like the 4th or 5th grade, we got our first dog.
Mm-hmm.
And her name was Cassie, and she was a miniature schnauzer spaniel mix, and she was like 40 pounds, and if I can find a picture of her, I'm gonna ask Morgan to put it in the
show notes,
because she was lovely. And I have a cat.
You do.
Who I would like to say that if you didn't hear my cat purring earlier in this podcast, you should have. It was good.
Are you forcing me to leave in that time that Vista literally, like, was on your microphone?
I would love you to.
Okay. I've been manipulated. It'll stay in the episode if I can make it stay without it sounding bad.
I want people to know her rumbles. What was your first pet?
What was my first pet? Okay. Technically, she wasn't mine, but when I was born, my parents had a dog named Rascal. She was Dalmatian that my dad was given, I think, in college. And my favorite Rascal-based story is that she had puppies in my dad's car that he pulled over on the side of the road when he was driving from College Station to Austin to go home to visit his parents. So my dad just had to, like, pull over to help his dog give birth.
Amazing.
But Rascal was, like, old when I was born, so she died by the time I was probably 5. So my first pet that was mine, oh, no, wait, I almost forgot the rabbits. We had rabbits. Me and my sister, we had rabbits named, mine was named Snowball, and my sister's was named Bun Bun.
Oh, stunning. I love how children name pets.
It actually looks like we have time for one more post. If you want to hit me with another tweet, Jack.
All right, I've got options for you. Do you want to talk about religion or adults?
Let's go with adults.
All right. This is a tweet by Anna Brandberg, and it goes, "When I was a child, I thought the adult drink was coffee. When I became a teenager, I thought the adult drink was beer. As an adult, I realized that the adult drink is in fact water."
Oh, that's very good.
And the thing is like, I was a waiter, right? And I'd go up to a table, and whenever the kids had to get water, they always looked so disappointed. When I would bring, like, an old lady a really, like, cold, nice glass of water, they always looked so happy about it.
Aw. I feel like that now. Like I am 22 years old. I have a myriad of juices and sodas in my fridge. Like, when I go to the grocery store, my primary purchase is usually various kinds of juice for some reason. Like, liquids make up the majority of my shopping cart. Like, I'll get cranberry juice, I'll get pineapple juice. We talked about juice before. But
Yeah.
yesterday, I wanted juice, but I had the thought, no, I'm really thirsty right now. I should drink at least 2 glasses of water before I start drinking juice so that I don't get a headache again. And so I worked on a glass of water all day, and I still have not had juice.
Me and my roommates are constantly drinking water, except one of them, I think. It's like 2 out of 3 of us subsist on water. The other one subsists on cranberry juice mixed with ginger ale.
Why is the adult drink water? Is it because we suddenly realize that we feel better if we hydrate?
Yeah, we realize we have to take care of our kidneys.
Oh no, not our kidneys.
Our body needs more just pure water to hydrate itself. It can't subsist off of that much sugar anymore. And so we just drink water.
Did you used to think that coffee was an adult drink?
I know that coffee was the drinks that my parents had, but I never had any interest in coffee because the smell of it made me feel really sick. And it still does. So.
See, I like coffee less now. But when I was younger, it wasn't like a grown-up thing because my parents needed it to survive. They had those like big like thermos mugs that you get at the store that are like insulated. And they would like drink 1 full thermos when they first woke up, and then throughout the morning they would work on another thermos.
That's too much coffee.
Well, it's the insomnia and the chronic pain. So my parents needed it to survive. And we were allowed to have coffee from, I think, a relatively young age because everyone in our family, I think, pretty much at this point has ADHD. So drinking coffee actually kind of helps more sometimes than the other way around.
I'm still not really into coffee, but for a while I worked at a coffee place. And
was this the donut place?
Yes.
Okay.
I worked at a place that sells coffee and donuts, and it's a national chain that's popular in the Northeast.
Why are you being like this? You worked at Dunkin'.
I did. I worked at a Dunkin' Donuts.
It's called Dunkin' now.
I refuse. And this was a while back. But we could have as much to drink as we wanted. But if we wanted food, we had to pay for it. This did not keep me from stealing heavily from my place of work.
As one does.
Right?
You're not being paid a living wage.
I was getting paid $8.25 as a teenager, so.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah, I didn't get any breaks.
Oof.
I think legally we were supposed to, but no one ever did because we were all really broke.
Gracious.
And they never enforced it. Either way, my preferred drink was a monstrosity. And it was the only time in my life where the smell of coffee hasn't instantly giving me a headache because I was around it so often. Do you know what my monstrosity drink was?
What was your monstrosity drink?
If any of you are listening to this and you work at a place that sells coffee, I'm so sorry. But it was a chai latte, which are made from powder at Dunkin'. So basically 1 chai packet, a medium latte worth of steamed milk, 3 to 4 shots of espresso, like 4 or 5 pumps sweet vanilla, and then like 2 pumps of peppermint mocha if we had it, or 3 pumps of regular mocha if we didn't have the peppermint mocha.
My brain can't hold that many words in it at once, but just from the things that I noticed, I'm very afraid for you.
And I would drink like half of it hot, the rest of it cold when the morning rush was over, and then I'd make myself a second one and drink it until my shift ended.
Terrible.
Once I accidentally had 3, and it was not fun.
Yeah, you know what I just remembered right before you started telling me what all was in that?
Mm-hmm.
That probably the reason the smell of coffee gives you a headache is because you are allergic to caffeine.
Mildly.
You say mildly. You get unwell whenever you drink something with too much caffeine in it.
Mildly. If 10 shots of espresso didn't kill me, then it's never gonna kill me.
But Jack.
Uh-huh.
Feeling bad is not fun.
But caffeine is tasty.
They have caffeine-free versions of things.
They don't make caffeine-free Mountain Dew.
Oh dear.
And I have to get my gamer water.
Oh me, oh my. I worry for your well-being frequently.
That's fair.
Did you think that beer was an adult drink when you were a teenager?
Yeah. I mean, more in the sense for I know that I have to be an adult to buy it, but my parents would be like, "You want a sip of beer?" And I'd be like, "Nope, that tastes disgusting."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was a teenager, I thought that adults were just stupid for drinking beer because it tasted bad. Why would you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
We should probably wrap up this episode because I think we're running out of time.
I think maybe we should wrap up so that I can go eat Thanksgiving leftovers, as it is technically the day after Thanksgiving.
It is not the day after. It ended an hour ago. 3 hours ago. Oh no.
I say it's the day after Thanksgiving now. I'm going to go eat leftovers.
You're valid. I'm going to go to sleep because in my mind it's still Thanksgiving and I haven't had my Thanksgiving nap yet.
Tragic. Thank you for listening to Notesworthy. It's been lovely having you here.
We love all of you for listening to this. Even my mom, who when I asked her to compliment our podcast, she said, "Listen, don't ask me to lie. It's not my thing." And I said, "Oh, thanks."
I'd like to shout out to Mark. Thank you, Mark, for immediately listening to all of our episodes and making me feel loved.
And Mars! Mark and Mars are both the best. Love them. And Anna, obviously. She's the best human in the entire world. Is this just going to turn into us naming all of our friends?
And Rebel, who obviously has been listening to us and has enjoyed it enough to send us things to talk about.
Thank you, everyone. Even if we didn't say your name out loud, we're very forgetful.
Alright, this is it.
This is it. Goodbye, y'all. We love you. We'll see you next week because it will... What day will it be next week?
It'll be Christmas.
It'll be Christmas? It won't be Christmas yet. It'll be December month. It'll be December 10th.
That's just Christmas, baby.
Okay, Christmas the month. You're not wrong. Or candle nights, or whatever you celebrate.
Goodbye, our dear sweet friends.
Goodbye, dear sweet friends.
We love you so much.
Be kind to yourselves. Bye!